Welcome back. Let's read this one.
Federico Faggin. Federico Faggin, Italian pronunciation, Federico Faggin, Venetian, F.A.D. Born the 1st of December, 1941, is an Italian-American physicist, engineer, inventor and entrepreneur. He is best known for designing the first commercial microprocessor, the Intel 4004. He led the 4004 MCS4 project and the design group during the first 5 years of Intel's microprocessor effort. Faggin also created, while working at Fairchild Semiconductor in 1968, the self-aligned MOS, metal oxide semiconductor, silicon gate technology, SGT, which made possible MOS semiconductor memory chips, CCD image sensors, and the microprocessor. After the 4004, he led development of the Intel 8008 and 8080, using his SGT methodology for random logic chip design, which was essential to the creation of early Intel microprocessors. He was co-founder, with Ralph Ungerman, and CEO of Zilog, the first company solely dedicated to microprocessors, and led the development of the Zilog Z80 and Z8 processors. He was later the co-founder and CEO of Signet Technologies, and then Synaptics. In 2010, he received the 2009 National Medal of Technology and Innovation, the highest honor the United States confers for achievements related to technological progress. In 2011, Faggin founded the Federico and Elvia Faggin Foundation to support the scientific study of consciousness at U.S. universities and research institutes. In 2015, the Faggin Foundation helped to establish a $1 million endowment for the Faggin family presidential chair in the physics of information at UC Santa Cruz to promote the study of fundamental questions at the interface of physics and related fields including mathematics, complex systems, biophysics, and cognitive science, with the unifying theme of information in physics. Education and early career, edit. Born in Vicenza, Italy, Federico grew up in an intellectual environment. His father, Giuseppe Faggin, was a scholar who wrote many academic books and translated, with commentaries, the Aeneid of Plotinus from the original Greek into modern Italian. Federico had a strong interest in technology from an early age. He attended a technical high school in Vicenza, ITIS Alessandro Rossi, and later earned a laureate degree in physics, summa cum laude, from the University of Padua. Olivetti R&D Labs, edit. Faggin joined Olivetti aged 19. There he co-designed and led the implementation of a small digital transistor computer with 4K 12-bit of magnetic memory, 1960. The Olivetti R&D department subsequently developed one of the world's first programmable desktop electronic calculators, the Olivetti Programmer 101, 1964. After this first work experience, Faggin studied physics at the University of Padua and taught the electronics laboratory course for third-year physics students in the academic year 1965-1966. SGS Fairchild, edit. In 1967 he joined SGS Fairchild, in Italy, where he developed its first MOS metal gate process technology and designed its first two commercial MOS integrated circuits. SGS sent him to California in 1968. When Fairchild sold SGS Fairchild, Faggin accepted an offer to complete the development of the silicon gate technology with Fairchild. Silicon Valley Korea, edit. Fairchild Semiconductor, edit. The silicon gate technology, SGT, is one of the most influential technologies to have fueled the progress of microelectronics since the MOSFET. Without the SGT, The first microprocessor could not have been made during 1970-1971. In February 1968, Federico Faggin joined Fairchild Semiconductor in Palo Alto, where he was the project leader of the MOS silicon gate technology, a MOSFET with a silicon self-aligned gate, and the inventor of its unique process architecture. The SGT became the basis of all modern MOS and CMOS integrated circuits. It made possible the creation of MOS semiconductor memory chips during 1969-1970, the first microprocessor during 1970-1971, and the first CCD and EEPROM, electrically programmable read-only memory, with floating silicon gates, 1970 to 1971. The SGT replaced the incumbent aluminum gate MOS technology, and was adopted worldwide within 10 years, eventually making obsolete the original integrated circuits built with bipolar transistors. Fairchild 3708, edit. At Fairchild, Faggin designed the first commercial integrated circuit using silicon gate technology with self-aligned MOSFET transistors, the Fairchild 3708. The 3708 was an 8-bit analog multiplexer with decoding logic, replacing the equivalent Fairchild 3705 that used metal gate technology. The 3708 was 5 times faster, had 100 times less junction leakage, and was much more reliable than the 3705, demonstrating the superiority of SGT over metal gate MOS. See also, Faggin, F. Klein T. 1969. A faster generation of MOS devices with low threshold is riding the crest of the new wave, silicon gate ICs. Electronics, the 29th of September, 1969. Intel, edit. Federico Faggin joined Intel from Fairchild in 1970 as the project leader and designer of the MCS4 family of microprocessors, which included the 4004, the world's first single-chip microprocessor. Fairchild was not taking advantage of the SGT, and Faggin wanted to use his new technology to design advanced chips. The 4004, 1971, was made possible by the advanced capabilities of the silicon gate technology, SGT, being enhanced through the novel random logic chip design methodology that Faggin created at Intel. It was this new methodology, together with his several design innovations, that allowed him to fit the microprocessor in one small chip. A single-chip microprocessor, an idea that was expected to occur many years in the future, became possible in 1971 by using SGT with 2 additional innovations: 1. Buried contacts that doubled the circuit density, and 2. The use of bootstrap loads with 2-phase clocks, previously considered impossible with SGT, that improved the speed 5 times, while reducing the chip area by half compared with metal gate MOS. The design methodology created by Faggin was utilized for the implementation of all Intel's early microprocessors, and later also for Xilinx Z80. The Intel 4004, a 4-bit CPU, central processing unit, on a single chip, was a member of a family of 4 custom chips designed for Bizicom, a Japanese calculator manufacturer. The other members of the family, constituting the MCS4 family, were the 4001, a 2K-bit metal mask programmable ROM with programmable input-output lines; the 4002, a 320-bit dynamic RAM with a 4-bit output port; and the 4003, a 10-bit serial input and serial forward/parallel output, static shift register to use as an I/O expander. Faggin promoted the idea of broadly marketing the MCS4 to customers other than Bizicom by showing to Intel management how customers could design a control system using the 4004. He designed and built a 4004 tester using the 4004 as the controller of the tester, thus convincing Bob Noyce to renegotiate the exclusivity clause with Bizicom that didn't allow Intel to sell the MCS4 line to other customers. In 2009, the 4 contributors to the 4004 were inducted as Fellows of the Computer History Museum. Ted Horth, head of Application Research Department, formulated the architectural proposal and the instruction set with assistance from Stan Maser and working in conjunction with Bizicom's Masatoshi Shima. However, none of them was a chip designer and none was familiar with the new silicon gate technology, SGT. The silicon design was the essential missing ingredient to making a microprocessor since everything else was already known. Federico Faggin led the project in a different department without Horth's and Maser's involvement. Faggin had invented the original SGT at Fairchild Semiconductor in 1968 and provided additional refinements and inventions to make possible the implementation of the 4004 in a single chip. With routine help from Shima, Faggin completed the chip design in January 1971. The Intel 2102 is a redesign of the Intel 2102 static RAM, where Federico Faggin introduced to Intel, for the first time, the depletion load, combining the silicon gate technology with ionic implantation. The design was done toward the end of 1973 by Federico Faggin and Dick Pushley. The 2102 was 5 times faster than the 2102, opening a new direction for Intel. Early Intel microprocessors, edit. Faggin's silicon design methodology was used for implementing all Intel's early microprocessors. The Intel 8008 was the world's first single-chip 8-bit CPU and, like the 4004, was built with P-channel SGT. The 8008 development was originally assigned to Hal Feeney in March 1970 but was suspended until the 4004 was completed. It was resumed in January 1971 under Faggin's direction, utilizing the basic circuits and methodology he had developed for the 4004, with Hal Feeney doing the chip design. The CPU architecture of the 8008 was originally created by CTC Incorporated for the DataPoint 2200 intelligent terminal, in which it was implemented in discrete IC logic. The Intel 4040 microprocessor, 1974, was a much improved, machine code compatible version of the 4004 CPU, allowing it to interface directly with standard memories and I/O devices. Federico Faggin created the architecture of the 4040 and supervised Tom Innes, who did the design work. The 8080 microprocessor, 1974, was the first high-performance 8-bit microprocessor in the market, using the faster M-channel SGT. The 8080 was conceived and designed by Faggin, and designed by Masatoshi Shima under Faggin's supervision. The 8080 was a major improvement over the 8008 architecture, yet it retained software compatibility with it. It was much faster and easier to interface to external memory and I/O devices than the 8008. The high performance and low cost of the 8080 let developers use microprocessors for many new applications, including the forerunners of the personal computer. When Faggin left Intel at the end of 1974 to found Zilog with Ralph Ungerman, he was R&D department manager responsible for all most products, except for dynamic memories. Zilog, edit. The Zilog Z80 was the first microprocessor created by Zilog, the first company entirely dedicated to microprocessors. It was started by Federico Faggin and Ralph Ungerman in November 1974. Faggin was Zilog's president and CEO until the end of 1980, and he conceived and designed the Z80 CPU and its family of programmable peripheral components. He also co-designed the CPU, whose project leader was Masatoshi Shima. The Z80 CPU was a major improvement over the 8080, yet it retained software compatibility with it. Much faster and with more than twice as many registers and instructions of the 8080, it was part of a family of components that included several intelligent peripherals. The Z80PIO, a programmable parallel input-output controller. The Z80CTC, a programmable counter timer. The Z80SIO, programmable serial communications interface controller, and the Z80DMA, programmable direct memory access controller. This chip family allowed the design of powerful and low-cost microcomputers with performance comparable to mini-computers. The Z80 CPU had a substantially better bus structure and interrupt structure than the 8080 and could interface directly with dynamic RAM, since it included an internal memory refresh controller. The Z80 was used in many of early personal computers, as well as in video game systems such as the MSX, ColecoVision, Master System and Game Boy. The Z80 is still in volume production in 2017 as a core microprocessor in various systems on a chip. The Zilog Z8 microcontroller, 1978, was one of the first single-chip microcontrollers in the market. It integrated an 8-bit CPU, RAM, ROM and I/O facilities, sufficient for many control applications. Faggin conceived the Z8 in 1974, soon after he founded Zilog, but then decided to give priority to the Z80. The Z8 was designed in 1976-78 and ended production in 2024. The Communication Co-System, edit. The Communication Co-System, 1984. The co-system was conceived by Faggin and designed and produced by Signet Technologies, Inc., the second startup company of Faggin. Attached to a personal computer and to a standard phone line, the co-system could automatically handle all the personal voice and data communications of the user, including electronic mail, database access, computer screen transfers during a voice communication, call record keeping, etc. The patent covering the co-system is highly cited in the personal communication field. Synaptics, edit. In 1986, Faggin co-founded and was CEO of Synaptics until 1999, becoming chairman from 1999 to 2009. Synaptics was initially dedicated to R&D in artificial neural networks for pattern recognition applications using analog VLSI. Synaptics introduced the i1000, the world's first single-chip optical character recognizer, in 1991. In 1994, Synaptics introduced the touchpad to replace the cumbersome trackball then in use in laptop computers. The touchpad was broadly adopted by the industry. Synaptics also introduced the early touch screens that were eventually adopted for intelligent phones and tablets, applications that now dominate the market. Faggin came up with the general product idea and led a group of engineers who further refined the idea through many brainstorming sessions. Faggin is a co-inventor of 10 patents assigned to Synaptics. He is Chairman Emeritus of Synaptics. Foveon, edit. During his tenure as President and CEO of Foveon, from 2003 to 2008, Faggin revitalized the company and provided a new technological and business direction, resulting in image sensors superior in all critical parameters to the best sensors of the competition, while using approximately half the chip size of competing devices. Faggin also oversaw the successful acquisition of Foveon by the Japanese Sigma Corporation in November 2008. Federico and Elvia Faggin Foundation, edit. Founded in 2011, the Federico and Elvia Faggin Foundation supports the scientific study of consciousness at U.S. universities and research institutes. The purpose of the foundation is to advance the understanding of consciousness through theoretical and experimental research. Faggin's interest in consciousness has his roots in the study of artificial neural networks at Synaptics, a company he started in 1986, that prompted his inquiry into whether or not it is possible to build a conscious computer. The Theory of Consciousness, edit. In the book Italian, Irreducibile. La coscienza, la vita, I computer e la nostra natura, Mondadori, 2022, Federico Faggin proposed a theory of consciousness according to which consciousness is a purely quantum phenomenon, unique to each of us. This theory is supported by two quantum physics theorems, the no-cloning theorem and Holevos theorem. The first states that a pure quantum state is not reproducible. The second limits the amount of measurable information to one classical bit for each qubit that describes the state. Therefore, it is possible to postulate that a quantum system that is in a pure state is aware of its state, since conscious experiences, qualia, have all the essential properties of pure states, i.e., it is private knowledge only minimally knowable from the outside. However, the mathematical representation of the experience, the pure state, does not describe the experience, which remains private and knowable only from within by the system that is in that state. No classical machine can ever be conscious given that classical information is reproducible. Program and data can be copied perfectly, while the quantum state is private. Consciousness is therefore not linked to the functioning of the body and can continue to exist even after the death of the body. The body behaves like a drone controlled top-down by consciousness. The new D'Ariano-Faggin theory is based on the theoretical studies of Professor Giacomo D'Ariano's studies, who derived quantum theory from informational principles, 9, and on the experimental, philosophical and scientific studies of Federico Faggin on the nature of consciousness. Original documents, edit. On the Mohs Silicon Gate technology, SGT, for IC and the Fairchild 3708, the first application of SGT, edit. 1 Faggin, F, Klein, T, and Verdus, L, insulated gate field effect transistor integrated circuits with silicon gates. The silicon gate technology with self-aligned gates was presented by its developer Federico Faggin at the IEEE International Electron Device Meeting on the 23rd of October, 1968, in Washington, D.C. This new technology empowered the design of dynamic RAM memories, non-volatile memories, CCD sensors and the microprocessor. 2 Federico Faggin and Thomas Klein, a faster generation of Mohs devices with low thresholds is riding the crest of the new wave, silicon gate ICs. The article published in Electronics, the 29th of September, 1969, introduces the Fairchild 3708, the world's first commercial integrated circuit using silicon gate technology, designed by Federico Faggin at Fairchild in 1968. 3F Faggin, T. Klein, Silicon Gate Technology. Solid-State Electronics, 1970, Volume 13, pp. 1125–1144. On the Intel 4004 microprocessor, edit. F. Faggin and M. E. Horth, standard parts and custom design merge in a 4-chip processor kit. Electronics, the 24th of April, 1972. F. Faggin, IT al., the MCS4 and LSI microcomputer system. IEEE 1972 Region 6 Conference. Faggin, Federico, Capocaccia, F. A new integrated Mohs shift register. Proceedings 15 International Electronics Scientific Congress, Rome, April 1968, pp. 143152. This paper describes a novel static Mohs shift register, developed at SGS Fairchild, now ST Micro, at the end of 1967, before Federico Faggin joined Fairchild's R&D in Palo Alto, CA, in February 1968. Faggin later used this new shift register in the MCS4 chips, including the 4004. Initials FF, Federico Faggin, on the 4004 design, 1971. The 4004 bears the initials FF of its designer, Federico Faggin, etched on one corner of the chip. Signing the chip was a spontaneous gesture of proud authorship and was also an original idea imitated after him by many Intel designers. Physicom 141PF Printing Calculator Engineering Prototype, 1971. Gift of Federico Faggin to the Computer History Museum, Mountain View, CA. The CHM collection catalog shows pictures of the engineering prototype of the Physicom 141PF desktop calculator. The engineering prototype used the world's first microprocessor to have ever been produced. This one-of-a-kind prototype was a personal present by Physicom's president Mr. Yoshio Kojima to Federico Faggin for his successful leadership of the design and development of the 4004 and 3 other memory and I/O chips, the MCS4 chipset. After keeping it in his home for 25 years, Faggin donated it to the CHM in 1996. Publications, edit. Articles, edit. 1. The Birth of the Microprocessor by Federico Faggin. Byte, March 1992, Volume 17 Number 3, pp. 145150. 2. The History of the 4004 by Federico Faggin, Marcia Niehoff Jr., Stanley Masatoshi Shima. IEE Micro, December 1996, Volume 16 Number 6. 3. The 4004 Microprocessor of Faggin, Hoff, Mesa, and Shima. IEE Solid State Circuits Magazine, Winter 2009 Volume 1 Number 1. 4. The Mohs Silicon Gate Technology and the First Microprocessors by Federico Faggin. La Rivista del Nuovo Cimento, Year 2015, Issue 12 December. SIF, Italian Physical Society. 5. How We Made the Microprocessor by Federico Faggin. Nature Electronics, Volume 1, January 2018. Published online, the 8th of January 2018. 6. Hard Problem and Free Will, an information theoretical approach by Giacomo Moro di Ariano and Federico Faggin. R14 2012.0658028 Jan 2021. Books, edit. 1. Silicon, From the Invention of the Microprocessor to the New Science of Consciousness by Federico Faggin. Waterside Productions, February 2021. 2. Artificial Intelligence versus Natural Intelligence. Springer International Publishing, January 2022. 3. Irreducibile, La Coscienza, La Vita, I Computer e la Nostra Natura by Federico Faggin. Mondadori, August 2022. Sono convinto che quando capiamo che la fisica quantistica non descrive la realtà esteriore ma quella interiore successora di essere incomprensibile. 4. Irreducible, Consciousness, Life, Computers, and Human Nature, by Federico Faggin. Essentia Books 2024. 5. Alter l'Invisibile. Dove Science Re Spiritualita Sci Unicono Mondadori, June 2024. Awards, edit. This article or section may need to be formatted. You can help Wikipedia by formatting it if you know how. Please also consider changing this notice to be more specific. February 2022. 1988, Marconi International Fellowship Award for his pioneering contributions to the implementation of the microprocessor, a principal building block of modern telecommunications. 1988,